Hey guys, it's Allison. So today's video is going to be a book haul, and let me tell you guys, thank you guys for 300 subscribers. By the time you're watching this, it's probably gonna be like much more than 300, so I thank you guys and I appreciate whoever subscribed. But today's video, as you can see by the title, I am doing a book haul. We are going to get into what I bought new. I did not do a vlog this time just because I got 3 of the books like really quickly when I went into Barnes and Noble's one day and it was kind of packed, and then the other books that I got were from Amazon. I ordered them from Amazon because most of the books that was in that Barnes and Noble's they didn't really have, so I ordered them online. So I'll show you guys. It's all in this box. So we're gonna get started. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below any videos you want me to do next. Subscribe down below if you're new to my channel. Turn on post notifications to get an update every time I post a new video, and let's get started. So we're gonna start with Barnes and Noble's, and the first one is Archer's Voice. I heard this was a good book, so I decided to pick it up. It's a really nice cover, as you guys see, and I'm just gonna read the back to you guys. So it says, I wanted to lose myself in the small town of Palion, Maine, to forget everything I had left behind. The sound of rain, the blood, the coldness of a gun against my skin. For 6 months, each breath has been a reminder that I survived and my dad didn't. I'm almost safe again, but the moment I met Archer Hale, my entire world tilts on its axis. It never rights itself again until I trespass into his strange, silent, and isolated world. Archer communicates with no one, yet in his whiskey-colored eyes, something intangible happens between us. There's so much more to him than just his beauty, his presence, or the way his hands communicate with me, on me. But this town is mirrored in secrets and betrayals, and Archer is the explosive center of it all. So much passion and so much hurt, but it's in Archer's silence that we might just find what we need to heal and to live. So I'm excited to read this book. You know what the story is about, but don't know what the story is about, so it's kind of like it's gonna be a surprise when you read it. So that's the first book I picked up. Then the next book I picked up is The Maidens by Alex, don't want to butcher his last name. If you guys saw my last video, I got The Silent Patient, and he was a really good author, so I decided to pick this one up. Edward Fosca is a murderer. Of this, Marina is certain, but Fosca is untouchable, a handsome and charismatic Greek tragedy professor at Cambridge University. Fosca is adored by staff and students alike, particularly by the members of a secret society of female students known as the Maidens. Mariana Andros is a brilliant but troubled group therapist who becomes fixated on the Maidens when one member, a friend of Mariana's niece Zoe, is found murdered in Cambridge. Mariana, who was once herself a student at the university, quickly suspects that behind the idyllic beauty of the spires and turrets and beneath the ancient traditions lies something sinister, and she becomes convinced that despite his alibi, Edward Fosca is guilty of the murder. For why would the professor target one of his students, and why does he keep returning to the rites of Persephone, the maiden, and her journey to the underworld? When another body is found, Marina's obsession with proving Fosca's guilt spirals out of control, threatening to destroy her credibility as well as her closest relationships. But Marina is determined to stop this killer, even if it costs her everything, including her own life. So yeah, hopefully this book is good as The Silent Patient. I really like The Silent Patient. I'll do a whole review on all the books that I have read and tell you guys all about it. But yeah, that's the last book that I picked up from Barnes and Noble's before we get into the Amazon books. We got this book by Lisa Jackson, and it's called The Girl Who Survived. This cover is so cool. It's hardcover, which hardcovers are okay, but yeah. And this book was expensive too. I don't remember how much it was, but since it's like hardcover and it's pretty big, it was kind of more money, but it's okay. It sounded interesting. It says, oh, it says it was $28, but yeah, it says all her life she's been the girl who survived orphaned at age 7 after a horrific killing spree at her family's Oregon cabin. Kara McIntyre is still searching for some kind of normal, but now 20 years later the past has come thundering back. Her brother Jonas, who was convicted of the murders, has unexpectedly been released from prison. The press is in a frenzy again, and suddenly Kara is receiving cryptic messages from her big sister Marley, who hasn't been seen or heard from since that deadly Christmas Eve when she hid little Kara in a closet with the haunting, life-saving command, "Don't make a sound." As people close to her start to die horrible deaths, Kara, who is slowly and surely unraveling, believes she is the killer's ultimate target. Kara survived once, but will she survive again? How many times can she be the girl who survived? The book that I actually wanted to pick up from Barnes & Nobles that they didn't have, so I had to order it on Amazon, was this book. It's called The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose, and it says his mistress is dead, his wife is his only hope. This cover is nice, but it says, would you defend your husband if he was accused of killing his mistress? Sarah Morgan is a successful and powerful defense attorney in Washington, D.C. At age 33, she is a named partner at her firm and life is going exactly how she planned. The same cannot be said for her husband, Adam. He is a struggling writer who has had little success in his career. He begins to tire of his and Sarah's relationship as she is constantly working. Out in the secluded woods, at Adam and Sarah's second home, Adam engages in a passionate affair with Kelly Summers. Then one morning, everything changes. Adam is arrested for Kelly's murder. She has been found stabbed to death in Adam and Sarah's second home. Sarah soon finds herself playing the defender for her own husband, a man accused of murdering his mistress. But is Adam guilty or is he innocent? Sounds interesting, huh? But I can't wait to read this book. But yeah, it says a completely gripping psychological suspense. I'm gonna put this book on this side. Next book that I put in my Amazon cart was called The Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. There's actually gonna be a Netflix movie about this, and it looked interesting, like the trailer, so I was like, let me read the book first before I watch the movie. And it says, her perfect life is a perfect lie. As a teenager at the prestigious Bradley School, Annie Fanelli is endured a shocking public humiliation that left her desperate to reinvent herself. Now with a glamorous job, expensive wardrobe, and handsome blue blood fiance, she's this close to living the perfect life she's worked so hard to achieve. But Annie has a secret. There's something else buried in her past, something painful and private that threatens to bubble to the surface and ruin everything. With a singular voice and twist you won't see coming, Luckiest Girl Alive introduces a heroine whose cutthroat ambition has protected a scandalous truth in a heart that's much bigger than it appears. The question remains, will breaking her silence destroy all that she has worked for, or will it at long last set Annie free? Can't wait to read this book. All these books, I'm like, I can't wait to read them. What I got was, it says A Love Story, Lotus by Jennifer Hartman. I forgot what this is about, so I'm going to read it to you guys real quick. It says, to the rest of the world, he was the little boy who went missing on the 4th of July. To me, he was everything. My heart hasn't been the same since he disappeared, but I've learned to build my life around the missing piece. 22 years later, the last thing I expect is for that missing piece to come back. His name is Oliver Lynch, and this is his story. This is our story. So, this is love story / suspense, probably. But this cover is super duper nice, like, cute. I wonder why it's called Lotus, but I guess we'll find out. So this book I decided to put in my cart, and this is All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. And if you don't know who she is, she's one of the podcasters in the Crime Junkie podcast, and it's all about true crime. I'm really into all of that, so she's just came out with this book actually, and I was like, oh my gosh, she created a book, and I'm into books right now, let me get her book. It says, you can't ever know for sure what happens behind closed doors. Everyone from Wakarusa, Indiana remembers the infamous case of January Jacobs, who was discovered in a ditch hours after her family awoke to find her gone. Margaret Davies was 6 at the time, the same age as January, and they were next door neighbors. In the 20 years since, Margaret has grown up, moved away, and became a big city journalist, but she's always been haunted by the feeling that it could have been her. And the worst part is January's killer has never been brought to justice. When Margaret returns home to help care for her uncle after he is diagnosed with early onset dementia, she feels like she's walked into a time capsule. Wakarusa is exactly how she remembers, genial, stifled, secretive. Then news breaks about 5-year-old Natalie Clark from the next town over who's gone missing under circumstances eerily similar to January's. With all the old feelings rushing back, Margaret vows to find Natalie and to solve January's murder once and for all. But the police, Natalie's family, and the townspeople, they all seem to be hiding something. And the deeper Margaret digs into Natalie's disappearance, the more resistance she encounters and the colder January's case feels. Could January's killer still be out there? Is it the same person who took Natalie? And what will it cost to finally discover what truly happened that night 20 years ago? Twisty, chilling, and intense, All Good People here, steering tale that asks, what are your neighbors capable of when they think no one is watching? So this is a cool cover as well, but it's hardcover, so but it's also a new book, so yeah. This is by Elena Armours as well as The Spanish Love Deception. And this one is called The American Roommate Experiment. I really like the Spanish Love Deception book, so I decided to get this one. When I'm filming this, it probably came out like a week or two ago, so I was like waiting for it to come out, and it finally came out. So it says, sometimes love just needs a little inspiration. Rosie Graham has a problem, a few actually. She just quit her well-paid job to focus on her secret career as a romance writer, only to enter a creative slump. Then the ceiling of her New York apartment literally crumbles on her. She heads to her best friend Lena's empty apartment, not knowing that Lena has already lent the studio to her cousin Lucas, who Rosie has been stalking, for lack of a better word, on Instagram. To Rosie's surprise, Lucas offers to let her stay with him, at least until she can find some affordable temporary housing. Soon, Rosie discovers that Lucas is intent on coming to her rescue like a Spanish knight in shining armor. Only this one strolls around the place in a towel, has a distracting grin, an irresistible accent, and comes with a set of mad cooking skills. And when Lucas learns of Rosie's writer's block, he proposes an outrageous idea to bring back her literary muse and meet her deadline. He'll take her on a series of experimental dates meant to jumpstart her romantic inspiration. Rosie has nothing to lose. Her silly online crush is totally under control, but Lucas's stay in New York has an expiration date, and 6 weeks may not be enough time for either her or her deadline. So it's also a deadline kind of book, so really cute. And this is such a cute cover as well. I love this color. I love blue and purple. So last but not least, Love Lives Here, Finding What You Need in a World Telling You What You Want by Maria Golf. And yeah, this is a plain simple book, and it says this is a book about discovering what we really need. One of these books smell good. I don't know what it is, but yeah, so this is the last book I got, and that was actually all the books that I got in this haul. So these are the ones from Barnes & Nobles. These are the ones I ordered off of Amazon. Can't wait to read these books. I'll probably, since I didn't do August wrap-up, and I literally finished most of these books behind me in August, I'm going to do them with the September books. So there will probably be some of these books that you see now in that review and wrap up. So yeah, I thank you guys again for 300 subscribers and more. Also thank you guys for 1K on the Come Shopping With Me to Barnes & Noble / book haul, which that was my first ever book haul video, and it blew up. So yeah, so stay tuned for reviews by the end of the month, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.